Cool.
All right, welcome to the podcast, JOJ episode 30, featuring Kat Soto.
Hi.
And we have Ahmed and PJ here, so we got some heavy hitters on the podcast today. And I'm just excited to talk about tattoos, talk about everything, have a real chill episode too.
Yeah, I'm excited that we got the band back together. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Got the lovely Kat Soto, my boy PJ, my boy Jack as well.
Yes. And I got a lot of good feedback on our episode.
Which one?
The one that was just us three.
Oh, I had fun with that one.
That one was fun. We got in some good conversation.
That was a good one.
But PJ, you're saying you're working at the Goldie's restaurant today?
Yeah, making sausage.
Dang, man, just going through
Crazy gobbler.
Is it pork sausage?
It's a beef sausage and a pork casing.
Oh, for real? Okay. I try not to eat pork anymore.
What's the reason behind that?
Well, have you ever seen pigs?
I mean, in what way?
Like in their habitat, you know, in the kennel, the pit, like with the pigs, they like rolling their shit and everything.
I'm sure I have somewhere.
It's kind of nasty. Tastes good, but I don't know.
Kind of like chicken, bro. Like,
Bro, it's,
if you see how like they maintain the chickens before they kill them, bro, it's the same.
They're all cooped
hey,
up.
everything's clean at the end of the day.
Yeah. Dude, I had a story. So I went to Joe T. Garcia's, and one of my family friends, he was telling a story about how they do this thing where they kill pigs. And it's like this primal thing that people do is like, so they go out, and pigs are nocturnal, right? Mm-hmm. And so you go out in the middle of the night and you have like, this story gets crazy. So you have this like pit bull mix with a mastiff. So a mastiff's like this big dog, and you have a pit bull, which are insane. And this dog goes and finds the pig and like latches onto its neck.
Oh my god.
And then they're like, all right, Curry, go. And then he like has the knife and he's like, bro, I blacked out. And like stabbing the pig to death.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, so we're just starting off the podcast hot, but and then the issue is the pit bull won't let go of the pig.
Oh yeah, they have like a lockjaw.
Yeah. And so what they do is you get this like you get like a big old dude, and he's got this little like metal thing that attaches to its leash. Mm-hmm. And then you pull, and then someone gets like this metal bar, puts it in its jaw, and twists its head off.
Oh my god.
Because the dog is so crazy. It's not even...
Jack is going crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, I needed to tell that story.
My cousin told me yesterday, I don't know if it goes for pit bulls because those are crazy dogs, but if like a dog's like lockjaw on you, you lift the back legs up and it opens their mouth.
Oh, wow.
Because we just had to get rid of one of our dogs because like she was fighting our other dogs, and she bit my brother like 3 times or something.
Damn.
And like he was just trying to like open her mouth with his hands.
Holy
she was
crap.
like, no, you gotta lift their back legs up. So what the hell? I was like,
I did not know that. That's crazy.
I'll try it next time I'm getting fucking bit by
It sounds hard though, like if they're attacking you and you have to go behind them and like lift their legs
well,
up.
she was in our case, she was attacking our other dog.
Oh, okay.
He was just trying to stop it.
That's sad.
What kind of dog was it?
Which one? Got attacked or was attacking?
The attack dog. Was it a pit bull?
No, it was like a half German Shepherd and something else. I don't know. I'm glad she's gone though.
Why?
She's such a pain in the ass. Like,
that's so sad.
she was like,
What'd y'all do with them? You stop, PJ.
all right,
This is a dark
Guys, we'll be right back.
We'll restart this
It
one.
wasn't me. So, my roommate, he went out into Denton, like to the bars and stuff.
God.
And he went to like a super nice neighborhood and dropped the dog off.
Super nice. Like that makes it better. That's terrible.
More willing to get
Releasing
picked
it to the wild.
That's terrible.
up. It wasn't me.
Enough of the animal abuse and animal cruelty.
That's so sad.
Oh, that is
I just got a little.
sad.
I just got a little puppy. It's like a little half German Shepherd, half Rottweiler.
Aww.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dog.
What's his name?
It's a girl, and I don't have a name. I'm narrowed it down to like 3 names, but she's nameless right now.
What are the 3 options? Let's help you decide.
I like Gigi. I
Oh,
like
that's cute.
Gigi, Miss Mocha, and then Katarina is like the 3rd one.
Dang.
Interesting.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's gonna be a big dog that you said German with.
Yeah, it's
with
half
the
German
Rottweiler?
Shepherd and half Rottweiler. I got it for free.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay.
They said the best gifts in life for free.
Mm, powerful, dropping knowledge right there.
But what should I name them? What's like y'all?
Miss Mocha's spicy. I like that one.
You like Miss Mocha?
Yeah.
I like that too. That was mine. My mom was like Gigi.
Gigi's cute too, though.
I like Gigi.
Miss Mocha.
It's gonna be a big
Miss
dog.
Mocha Gigi. Or like maybe I could put like a
I wanna
first
come up with
and
another
last
one.
name
What
type
could it
shit.
be?
Gigi Mocha.
Because you're gonna say it all the time.
Yeah,
Calling the dog.
yeah. Miss Mocha is kind of like
Sounds like a Starbucks.
tough to come off. You said what? Gigi Mocha? Oh, I like
Gigi
that.
Mocha.
Gigi Mocha. Okay.
Grande Gigi Mocha.
Yeah,
I need to get a dog. I feel like I would.
bro. I mean, like it's like having a kid. I mean, even though I don't have
Yeah.
a kid,
Don't get no puppy.
it's a lot of maintenance. And like, bro, like I'm always gone. I don't have time for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest.
Do you have any?
Might have
pets?
to take it up to Denton.
I have 2 Sphinx cats, the hairless cats.
Cat has the ugliest pets.
No way.
Yeah, no, they're so cute. They're so cute. I'm allergic to cats, so
Okay, me too.
yeah, I
Allergic
really
to cats.
wanted an animal, not as high maintenance as a dog. I don't really have the time to like walk a dog right now, just because of like how much I work and stuff. So I wanted a cat, and I've never had a cat before, so I was like, oh, I really want a Sphinx cat. And my friend Carson has a couple, and they had babies. So I had one, and then still have him, and then his name is Bernie.
Bernie.
Yeah, he's crazy guy. And then we have his brother now, who's a year old. Those are ugly. Who's a year old, and we're like, damn, we don't know what to name him. He looks just like Bernie, but like a baby version. And they were like, Da Baby. So his name is Da Baby.
So you're saying these are ugly, but these are the same dog.
Mine's beautiful. Mine has
is where it
like
looks
a
just like
patch of
yours.
hair on his nose, like a furry tail, but the rest of him naked.
I mean, this one might as well be a rat.
Oh, I want a dark one.
Wait, so can you only have Sphinx cats?
Wait, so-
because you're allergic?
Yeah, I mean they're such a like interesting breed. Honestly, they're very like they're almost like dogs, pretty much. They're very playful.
They look like dogs.
Yeah,
Well,
I
so
like how they're different.
yeah.
they're very. Yeah, I haven't seen
High
anything
maintenance
like this.
though, very high maintenance. You gotta bathe them. You gotta clean their ears. They yeah, there's just a lot goes into it.
How did you figure out you were allergic?
Probably from like friends, pets.
That's
Yeah.
exactly the same. I spent the night at someone's house that had a cat, and I woke up the next morning
Yeah,
puffy eyed. I was like, what the hell?
your throat gets itchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm also allergic to dog dander as well.
Oh really?
But my mom, we have like 5 dogs, and so I'm watching the house right now, and it's like, I do notice when I go over there, it's like, oh, I start sneezing a little bit more, but I've managed it a little bit better. But
Wait, dog what?
dog dander, it's like from the fur. So I think that's why the Sphinx cats don't have.
Wait, so
Whenever I posted a picture of my cat Bernie the first time I got him, I had so many people like reaching out to me being like, why would you do that like to your cat? What is that? Calvin Fernandez was like, why did you shave him? I was like, how good would I have to be to get him like completely bald like that to shave him? That's crazy.
Can you imagine trying to do that to a cat?
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean,
Impossible.
some are like super
definitely
long
have to
hairs
sedate
where you
them.
have to shave them, but I couldn't do that.
That's crazy. Well, that's pretty unique.
so you said like cats. You said cat is allergic. You said, but basically cat is allergic to cats.
Yep, that's how it is.
Mm.
Yep.
Have you tatted your cats yet?
No.
No.
Wait, that's a thing?
I mean, that one cute.
You know, there's people have been sending me this post of this hairless cat in Mexico that a gang had, and it had like a bunch of Mexican tattoos on it.
I think I saw some.
Yeah, it was
like
crazy.
viral or
So
something.
sad. It's like a viral post going on.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. Mexican.
It's so sad. One of the little tattoos, it says "Made in Mexico" on the side of him.
Look how pissed he is on the first one.
He's really in a gang, man.
Yeah, a Mexican prison.
Dang.
Oh,
Just
poor
holding
guy.
them up.
Damn, that one looks like it would hurt too.
My mom sent me this too.
Why does it look like a pit though? Doesn't it have like that color?
It's like a Rottweiler.
Looks strong. Looks like it's seen some things.
So sad.
Oh my gosh.
What do they say about cats having like 9 lives?
They do say that.
I don't know anything about that.
I think they're so like.
There's something to that.
How do you say it?
They don't
Like
die.
they maneuver so swift.
Like if they fell off like the second
like-
floor, they like
yeah, they-
land,
The
but
20th
they'd be
floor.
fine.
Yeah.
The 20th
Which
floor.
would, like if a dog did that, they'd be in pain.
Oh.
But like
Oh yeah.
Cats though, would you say that your cats are loving?
They pick and choose. They pick and choose. Like if you just go up to them and start like petting them, they'll just be like, like no
Yeah.
thanks. But like when they're tired, they'll like come up and cuddle with you and stuff.
Mm. And do they eat? Don't they like eat the rats? Around the neighborhood and stuff. They clean up the streets.
if they're outside.
Cat's like, I hope
I would
my-
never let my cats do that.
I had a.
I think I can.
No, but it was like a couple years ago. We had an outside cat, or like she what goes outside. She brought in a dead rabbit. I think she caught. I was like, what the fuck?
That means they're bringing you gifts, though. Isn't that sweet?
I heard they do that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard they do that because they think humans suck at gathering food.
They don't
like-
want you to go hungry. That's what it is.
Dang, that is pretty caring.
Yeah.
My dog brought in like a dead rat one time. My mom, like, all I hear is like, freaked out.
It's bad podcasting.
Same thing that happened last time. We're good though. I'll get it. But my mom just screamed, and there's a dead rat. Is that one recording?
No.
Yeah, it's recorded.
Well, so how do you think they tatted this cat? Do you think they just...
And I mean, if it's in prison, I'm assuming like homemade machines inside of a prison.
Kat, how would you rate that tattoo though?
No, I'm not doing that. That's animal abuse. That's something. That's where I draw the line.
But quality wise,
Honestly, though,
like if that was if that was on a human skin, how would you rate
I'm
it?
not sure what the other one is, but the made in Mexico one,
Ass.
pretty legible. No, I mean it's pretty. It's on a cat though,
Yeah.
Do you think that that's a good surface to tat, Or the skin, like,
that
pretty
thigh
solid?
meat right there. It looks pretty tight, so yeah. It's tight skin's easy. It's like
That's
really
a
nice
good
to
ass
tattoo.
zoom. What the fuck?
That,
Hold on.
the camera's good too. You can see all his hair.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, fuck.
That's so sad though.
got a
I bet that was so
manicure.
painful for the cat.
Oh yeah.
Cat's a G.
I don't know.
That was one of his
A little
lives.
scroll next to it or something.
I feel like it's like a.
Just like the.
I don't know.
I like
a
this
flag.
one more.
I think he has one on his chest too, like a little chest piece. I think.
Yeah, I totally disagree with this, though. It's just... Unless the cat wanted it, If he was like... if he wanted to be in the gang,
terrible.
hey. So you got to get jumped in the gang? Is that how it goes? So,
That's
speaking...
Dog tattoos would be, and cat tattoos, I feel like that'd be trendy. Like, good market. No?
Yeah.
If they sign off on it. No.
We should start a
If they wanna-
business.
I'm not agreeing with that.
I mean, definitely makes them look more aggressive. Kat, so you got involved in tattoos when were you young when you kind of wanted to do it, or?
Yeah, I think I was around 18. I just left a job that I was at, and I wanted to start doing something that I had an interest in. And I was just thinking of different things. And then I had one tattoo at the time, and I thought that'd be a cool thing to get into, not knowing that it would be possible for me to do. So I just applied to a shop near me, just doing like front desk stuff, just like paperwork, cleaning the shop, just anything really that they were offering me to do. I wanted to do it just to get my foot in the door. So I started doing that, and then just being in the atmosphere, it just kind of grew on me.
Mm-hmm.
I was really interested in everything. All the people were so nice that I was working with, and just really encouraging for me to like start doing it. And it kind of just like grew from there. It wasn't like a sudden urge to just be like, oh, I want a tattoo, It just
Yeah.
kind of like suddenly happened.
Were you always artistic? Like, did you gravitate towards that stuff when you were younger, or?
Drawing wise, a little bit, but not so much like what I do now. I feel like I was artistic as in like pictures. Like I would like to take pictures. I would like to wear things that would express myself a little bit different than other people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I kind of would say I was artistic, but not like drawing wise, because when I started working at the shop that I was at, the very first time, it was like brand new. Like I had to start from scratch learning how to draw, which was honestly the best way to do it, just so I have like a clean slate and start, brand new and learn the right ways on how to draw and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand, and I'd love for you to explain it, how people get started, because you're not like taking someone who just like gets started at a new tattoo parlor and then put them tattooing people. You know?
Yeah.
You got to start.
For sure, yeah.
You gotta start under somebody like apprentice.
Yeah. So, I was doing like front desk stuff for about like 2 years, I would say. And then I became pretty close with most of the people that I worked with. And one guy in particular, which is my mentor, his name is Greg. He was saying, you should start drawing and stuff like that, just because I had so much free time just being at the front desk, not doing anything other than paperwork or cleaning. So I was just drawing and stuff, and I was like, do you think I could like learn how to tattoo? Would that be something like you would be willing to do? And he's like, I don't know, you just need to draw like more and more. And I was like, okay. So months went by, I was just drawing my ass off basically at the front desk. I would take my drawings home, I would do stuff at home, I would do like little colored pencil drawings on pieces of wood, just like anything really. And then he finally just handed me a machine, and he was like, I want you to like study every piece of this machine and just like keep it at the front, just look at it, like really study every piece of it, and then we'll talk about each piece. And I was like, okay, cool. And then a couple weeks go by, and then he takes apart the entire machine, like every single piece of the machine, puts it in a bag, and he shakes it. And then he gives it back to me, and I just had to put every piece of that machine back together. And I would take it apart, put it back together, take it apart, put it back together, until I was like knew every piece of the machine, to where he would take out pieces and I'd be like, why is not working?
You know what this reminds me of?
I know what you're gonna say.
Karate Kid,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, why are we putting the jacket?
Yeah.
But no, that sounds like a very good mentor.
Oh, he was incredible. He really taught me like just every aspect that really goes into tattooing, like dealing with clients. I would just sit in his room, watch him tattoo, and then breaking down his station, putting it back together, and then watching him draw and everything. And I just shadowed him for like 2 years. Didn't start tattooing after like 2 years of just doing random stuff. Definitely cleaning after everyone too is very like important in an apprenticeship, not only for your mentor, but like for everybody, because essentially,
like a clean environment.
Yeah, it falls back on you at the end of the day. You're like somebody else's apprentice, but like if the shop's dirty, like they're gonna look at you because you're the apprentice, So you got to take care of pretty much everyone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that plays like a really big role in your apprenticeship. But yeah, you definitely start with an apprenticeship. Definitely not tattooing right away. That's like gonna be the last thing. Because you got to learn about cross-contamination and just, like, everything that goes into tattooing pretty much before you're, like, ever handed a machine.
Wow.
How long did it...
Yeah, wait, go ahead.
How long did it take you to re-put the machine together?
Oh, man. Like, as far as, like, minutes and stuff, maybe, like, I don't know, like, 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah.
Screws
and it's not
like
a bunch of pieces that go into a tattoo machine, but it's quite a lot. And it's kind of like you have to use like an Allen wrench to like get everything like in the proper place for it to like even run, because you can put a machine together, and then if you plug it into your power supply and it's not running, like you messed up on something and you got to like figure out what that is to even like get the machine running, you know?
Is there like a record board? Whoever does it the fastest? Like,
Oh, no. I
That'd be
don't
kind of
know.
cool.
I'm sure
know?
people can do it pretty fast, but I'm not the fastest at doing it for sure.
So I've spent probably like a total 4 hours inside a tattoo studio. But during those 4 hours, you know, there's a cool culture in there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like chilling. There's music playing.
Yeah.
And the vibe's great. Is that something that, you know, is really important for tattooing?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's cool to like tattoo, you know, obviously, but like being around people who, you know, just funny people, basically, very laid back people who you can learn with and bounce off ideas with is really fun too. But like, definitely in a shop, there's going to be a lot of like shit talking to each other, but that's like how you like play around. Like,
That's how you bond.
yeah.
Like the barbershop.
Yeah, exactly. And being like a younger girl tattooing, like that's something that I had to learn to do. I cannot get my feelings hurt because it shows like, you know, I'm weak. So if someone was like talking shit to me, you know, you just have to like bounce back like real quick and, you know, talk shit back, you know, because that's how they're going to respect you at the end of the day.
Kind of got to have thick skin.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Most definitely.
Was there someone that tested you like, oh, this is shit, Kat? Something like that?
Absolutely. I mean, even my mentor would tell me, even if I did shit, he'd be like, that looks like shit. And I'd be like, yeah, it does, you know. He's not going to lie to me and be like, oh, yeah, you're doing good. Good job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what you want. You
yeah,
know,
I'm not going to get better.
truthful.
I need someone to be like that. And I've always been like that, even with friends and stuff. Like, I want someone to be honest, you know? So, you know, you can better yourself, not just, like, be nice to me, you know?
Absolutely. Dang. We're hitting the ground running in this podcast. It's been really good. Do y'all have any questions?
What did you, before you tattooed on your first person, what did you like practice on?
A lot of people say to practice on fake skin, but it's nothing like real skin. It's not even close, honestly. It's like a silicone, plasticky type thing where you don't really like get the depth right, and it's just nothing basically like skin. So I tattooed on fake skin probably like twice, but
It's not
that's
that good.
pretty much it. Like, I told people straight up, like, hey, like, I'm very new to this and I will tattoo you for free and I need to practice on people. So if you're willing to let me practice on you, come in, and then so I can get the hang of like how actual skin feels.
I love that honesty.
Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't gonna like charge people. Like, they knew it was gonna look like shit. You know, I definitely fucked up some people in the past, but
Damn.
I mean, it
It's
is
just how
what
you
it
learn.
is.
It's
Yeah,
how you
that's
learn.
they
Yeah.
knew it before they came in. They didn't know. You know,
It's
I'm
not
not
like
like
you lied. you know?
exactly.
I've been doing
Disclosure.
it 10 years.
Yeah, but surprisingly, I had so many people who were willing to like let me learn on them, and yeah, it was a really good feeling. And then, you know, I still have those people come back, and like to see the difference of the pieces that I did back then versus now is crazy. Super, super cool. And even when I'm having like bad days, like, oh, this tattoo I did today was such shit, I'll like look at it on my phone, I'll zoom in on every little spot on there and be like, oh, this looks bad. Then I'll go like further back in my camera roll and look at a tattoo I did like a long time ago, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, I'm good.
The growth.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
growth.
Have you ever been like upfront with like an old customer that you tattooed when you were starting? Like, say when you messed up on their first tattoo, like when you first started, and you'd see them again, you're like, damn, I fucked up.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely had people confront me, like, being like, hey, when I first started, obviously, like, the tattoo you did, the lines weren't very straight and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's like my first, like, these are like my first
No
tattoos.
shit.
Like,
Yeah.
this shit's not going to be good. You knew that. Like, it was a free tattoo, you know?
It was a risk. It was risky. Like,
Absolutely. And like the equipment that I pay for, like, I spent money tattooing you. Like, sorry. I mean, you know, it's just like, there's nothing I can really do. Maybe like fix it in the future, but I don't think I've had like an experience like that rather than someone just being like, yeah, the lines aren't very straight and stuff like that.
I'd always heard that you get what you pay for with tattoos.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Is that pretty true? You know, if you pay
yeah.
someone, you know, whatever. I mean, how does that work? So like something small, is it based on the hour or like the size? How does
Every shop is different, I would say. A lot of like studio places are hourly just because I know a lot of people who work in studios tend to do bigger pieces and they charge hourly rates, just depending on how long someone can sit through a whole tattoo and stuff like that. But if you go to like a street shop, what they call it, sometimes the shop that I work at is like technically a street shop. It's very heavy traffic. Anything that comes through the door is like different, so you have to be like prepared for that. We do it depending on like size, detail, and the placement of where it's going. And our shop minimum is $100, which is pretty common, you know, but people freak out when we tell them that because it'll be like just, you know, a girl comes in, she's like, I want like a little heart behind my ear and stuff like that. We're like, oh, okay, that's going to be $100. And they're like, what? Like, that's weird. Yeah.
So you get a lot of foot traffic. Are people... Well, as an aside, so the first tattoo I got, I was drunk at the time, and it was something small like that.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of people that come in getting their first tattoo drunk?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Probably like, not yesterday, but the day before that, this lady had no tattoos, super drunk. Obviously, it was like 1 a.m. And she's like, yeah, I like God. I want to cross. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do that. She's like, is it gonna hurt? And I'm like, probably. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm probably not gonna go through with it. I was like, okay. And they leave. But I mean, sometimes you will get people who are like, yeah, whatever, it's my first tattoo, I'm drunk, let's just do it.
Probably help with the pain a little bit too.
Yeah. And a lot of people overthink it too. So, you know, having a little...
It's a permanent decision, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, it lowered my inhibitions. I was like, I always wanted one, but I couldn't pull the trigger. And this was like getting me over that hump right there.
How many tattoos do you have now, Kat?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really like
Estimate,
keep track of it.
Just,
I mean, my whole arm is covered in about like... Honestly, for someone who tattoos, I don't have a lot of tattoos, but my whole arm probably like is filled with like hand to palm size pieces, and then like a majority of my leg is pretty almost done, maybe like 30. I don't know.
The tattoo style that you do, is that American style? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called traditional. So I like to do American traditional, which is thicker lines, heavier shading, and it's a like type of style that heals really nice because it's so bold. It's, you know, it's gonna hold. And that's where the saying like bold will hold comes from, just because like why get a tattoo that's gonna be like super, you know, light, and you're gonna have it for like 2 years and it's gonna heal like nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a friend got one on his foot and it's about basically wiped out at this point because there's so much, I guess, friction in that area, and it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You ever tattooed yourself?
No, I haven't. My mentor really wanted me to do that at one point, but I just didn't know what to do. So I guess it just never happened. So I just didn't end up doing it.
Would you ever do a different style, or is this your favorite?
Yeah, I'm reaching more into doing fine line black and gray. I really like Chicano style art.
So what?
Chicano, but I like doing it instead of like
I see.
super light. I still like doing a traditional type of look, so I'll go like with heavier blacks and stuff like that rather than using like a bunch of different grays. So I'm like practicing more and more with like fine line stuff. But it's definitely pretty tricky, but that's something I definitely want to get it more into.
This the style that Kat had, I think.
Aww.
Dang.
Death before what?
It's like the Cholo
Just
style.
honor.
No? It's like Cholo style. I mean,
I'm
I don't know
canceled.
nothing. I don't know nothing about tattoos.
Clip it.
Clip it.
No, this is
My
like they
bad.
have like their last name on their back. You know, like I read.
yeah, like Old English is very Chicano and like script. Lots of like yeah, like laugh now, cry later. Very
Old
The
English
details.
is clean.
I mean, this looks sick.
yeah. I mean that's kind of like realism type of looking stuff that I don't think I would be best at doing.
There's also the Japanese style.
Oh yeah, Japanese style is so sick, but
I feel like they'd be going crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There's just so many rules that go into Japanese that
What do you
you
mean
really
rules?
gotta like
That boy's cheeks
just
all
how
out.
like there's a proper way where your wind bars need to flow and stuff like that. What did you say?
I said his cheeks all out.
Yeah, I mean that's
He's got
the
a line
traditional way to
covered.
do it. Like you gotta get if you're getting a back piece, you have to get like your cheeks done too.
No way.
Where's the craziest
yeah.
part you've tatted somebody? Like, would you say?
Like where on the body?
Yeah.
I haven't gone like too crazy with it. Probably like, I guess a butt cheek, pretty common.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing like that's been uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
What would you say is like the main reason why people get tatted? Like what you see a bunch of people come in. Is it like something in their life happened to them? They want to commemorate something, or they just want to.
Self-express.
Yeah, definitely self-expression. I would say is a good way to put it. People want to feel, you know.
Understood.
Yeah, I guess you could say, or you know, some people just want something because it looks cool, and that's
Yeah.
usually the majority of what people come in for. Just because a lot of tattoos that people get nowadays, they really don't have meaning, and your tattoos really don't have to have meaning. If you like it, just get it, and you know you're gonna have a really cool tattoo on you for the rest of your life, which is really cool. So
Yeah, I mean, I grew up and my parents don't have tattoos at all.
yeah,
So I was the
same.
first one in my family. Okay,
Yeah.
so wow. And they were always like, if you get something, it has to mean something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was like ingrained in my brain. And that's kind of how I am, though. Everything has a meaning. But
Oh, yeah,
I totally
absolutely.
respect people. You get something cool because it is a self-expression, like you said.
Mhm.
And it's a piece of art, too.
Yeah.
And
What tattoo did you get?
so I got the Outline of Texas. That was my first one. And then I got the caduceus symbol, which I was showing before we got on. Let me pull it up. Oh, actually, I'll pull up my tattoo artist right here. Yep. He posted it. I was like, okay,
Okay.
that's what I got.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of
The
symbolism.
flex.
He told me to do that.
Wait, that's you?
That's me right there. I had longer hair.
I was like,
But it's supposed to mean, like, you see it a lot on, like, ambulances and things like that.
Yeah.
But for me, what it symbolizes, the two snakes, one snake is the masculine energy, the other is the feminine, and the snake is on the ground its whole life. So once you master your energies, then you grow the wings up top and you can fly. And that's
Oh, cool.
what it symbolizes. It's something I thought about for a while and just pulled the trigger. Got it. I want to get a lot more, though. We'll get into that.
do you know where your next one is?
I want to like complete, like kind of get a sleeve started for my shoulder. So I have the Texas right here, and I want to figure something out, like how to incorporate that into a sleeve. But I don't know.
The one you sent me with the skull with the cowboy, was it a skull with a cowboy hat?
Oh yeah.
That was sick. That was really cool.
I was thinking about that one.
But what's the meaning behind it?
I think it just looks sick.
Yeah,
That's
see?
the thing. There's no meaning for that.
Yeah.
PJ, are you tatted?
Huh?
Are you tatted?
Yeah, I have like 6 of them.
For
Kat,
real?
Yeah, Kat's done like, what, 4?
Yeah.
3
Wow.
or 4? Majority of them. But
That's
mine's
lit.
just like random ass shit. Like a PlayStation symbol, fucking Venom.
What's
I-
the
I
one that you just got? What is
I
that?
just got
Let
the
me see 'em.
I just got the Rockstar label from GTA, Dragon Ball Z. This one's from like the
That
Rice.
one's so sick. I love
This
that
is my
idea.
favorite one.
Which one did you do, Kat?
She did this
I
one.
did that one.
This one, and then there's one on my like bicep.
Tell them about the lady. What does that mean?
Oh, it's from a rice brand. It's like 3 Lucky Ladies.
It's so cool. It looks so sick.
That one is very detailed, and
thank
it
you.
looks very good.
I was hoping to get all 3, but then I lost space. But
Are you gonna get your whole arm filled?
eventually,
Yeah.
broke.
Looks good. I like the PlayStation one. I like the
Yeah.
color. So that's another thing I debated. I was like, should I get color or not?
Yeah.
And I had this one dude. I was getting my hair cut. He's like, "You're white. You need to get color."
That's what I was just gonna say.
I was like, I don't
I'm
know.
50-50 with the color because my skin changes like sun's out, tan, and it just
yeah.
fucks it up. But
Is the color cost extra?
Sometimes, just depending on like the type of design. A little bit, just because more time goes into it with doing color and stuff like that. So it kind of just depends. Depends on the artist.
Like for me, like none of my family is like tatted.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I got something, it would definitely mean something, special. Like I can't just fuck around and get a random ass tat. But I wouldn't mind getting a tattoo if it's right. I have some ideas like right here in the elbow. I would get like a little sun, and then I just like birds too, like flying in sync.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
are your
those would
parents
look good.
against tattoos?
Not really. My parents are pretty like, Americanized kind of, like they let me do whatever and have my freedom. But I would definitely get something that is significant in my life.
That's how my parents are, but man, they hate tats.
Yeah,
Like,
my
I
parents
got
do
one.
too.
I got a tat. My mom's
That's
like,
funny.
I was like, what are you doing? Are you in a gang? Are you selling drugs? I'm like, Mom, it's just a tat. Like, she's a big like stereotype person. I'm like,
My parents
Mom,
be this
just because I got a tat don't mean I'm in a gang or I'm selling drugs. I'm like,
Yeah.
Isn't it so weird though? How is that kind of a reason why you got into it? Maybe your parents were like,
No,
so
not
against
at
it?
all. I mean, my parents don't like me getting tattooed, but they fully support me tattooing. They think it's really cool, and they've always been supporting over it. But they would never get tattooed themselves, but no pressure. I mean, it's just they're very,
traditional.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's the generation above
Yeah.
us. Our parents.
have
are
you
all
tried
like that.
tattooing them? Like, asking
Oh
them?
yeah, one time I tattooed my aunt, and my mom came with her, and there was a bunch of people in the shop, and I was like, Mom, you should let me tattoo my name on you. That'd be so cool. And she's like, I would, but I want it to look good. I'm like, God dang.
She said, I don't love you that much.
Yeah, for real. Love her though. She was obviously joking, but
Yeah, I was looking up at the history of tattooing, and it started like it was kind of like an alternative thing where it was like sailors and soldiers that would get it, kind of like a rebellion. But now it's like, honestly, it's more mainstream than ever now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think most people I talk to, it's surprising. Like I thought you might have had one, honestly, but it's surprising when I hear people don't have one.
yeah.
Because I think it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
mainstream now. But when did you get your first tattoo?
I got my first tattoo when I was 18, I think. Yeah, I got my first tattoo when I was 18. And I'm so glad that I went the route that I did, because I really did my research, and then I kind of just studied like what style would be best and like the best person to do it. And yeah, the artist who did it, her name was Marie Sina, and she used to have a shop in Dallas, and she's incredible. She does great work. And now she has her own shop in New Mexico. And yeah, she was great. It's like a little lady on my shoulder, but yeah, It was a really good experience. She made me feel super comfortable, and yeah.
That's a huge thing, because I know so shout out to my guy Luke, but when I first saw him, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Because
he was young.
Yeah, I think he's 18.
He
But,
just went to
19.
prom. Do you see his picture?
Yeah. He has it pinned.
but
He's
he
like,
does
"Prom."
some. Look at that. Like, I'm pretty sure that's his dad. But when I was getting tatted, he comes in and it's like this 18-year-old dude. I'm like, hold up. Because I'm like, this is going to be a big piece on my back. Like, I'm a little nervous about it. But he made me feel real calm, and the software that they have is pretty cool. So like I airdropped him the picture I liked.
Like a PDF?
Or
just like a regular
just
picture?
A picture on Instagram pretty much. And then he took a photo of my back, and then he's like, all right, I'll be right back. And he came back and it was on the screen, and he was like resizing it onto my back.
Yeah, I love it.
That's pretty awesome. Do you use anything like that?
Yeah, I use this something called Procreate. It's so nice. It just makes tattooing so much easier, especially when you're doing bigger pieces and stuff like that, and you're tattooing places that aren't like necessarily flat, like the knee and stuff like that. You get a real good like idea of like where exactly the tattoo is gonna go, especially with like fitting in areas like fillers. You're like, how is this gonna fit here? So you can come up with different ideas, having like a reference of your client's body on there, stuff like that.
And so when I was getting mine, after he did that, he like got the print right, and then put it on my back, and it was like, all right, it has to be like right in the middle down the spine. So he ended up doing it like 4 different times. So I was like, all right, it's a little off this way. And I'm like, we got to do it again, man, until it gets straight. And I actually appreciated that, where he wasn't rushing me at all. So we're going to take our time. We're just going to get it right because it's permanent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. People will always like apologize when they want me to move the stencil over and be like, oh, I'm so sorry that you have to like redo it and stuff. And I'm like, I really don't care. It's like your tattoo at the end of the day. I want you to be happy and like, you're, helping me, It's not like this is an inconvenience for me,
Yeah, I think tattooing is like one of those things where you gotta like make sure everything is calculated, because like it's not temporary, bro. It's like gonna be there. So you want to make sure everything is right. You gotta trust who you're getting a tattoo with.
Yeah.
Like I would be freaking out. I mean, like you said, you were freaking out. I would be freaking out too. Like, bro, it's like solve, like take care of me, like, and
yeah, I really was freaking out, but
I'd be the same way.
Do you know how tattoo removal works?
Yeah, with lasers, and apparently that's like super painful. Like
that's what I've always
crazy painful, like a bunch of bee stings. I don't know. I've never had it done, but you have to do it by sessions and stuff like that to even get it like light. But I don't think you can necessarily get something like completely removed. Yeah, you're just gonna get it lightened up.
I think that would be a very like, if they did come out with like a good somewhat like a way to do it, like I feel like that'd be a very good market. Like I feel like so many people would try to remove certain tattoos.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of places some do like crazy discounts if you have like racist tattoos and stuff like that. They'll be like, oh okay, well we'll do this like for a percentage off, just because
to like
they respect the fact that you're getting like something like this removed.
Like a lot of prison tattoos, you got to join a gang.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much racist stuff. Wow, that's cool. And then would you say the majority is people getting like their tattoo covered and like incorporated into something much nicer looking? Oh
yeah, for sure. Like someone may have gotten something like a long time ago that they're not happy about, or it just didn't necessarily heal well, and they'll definitely like want to cover it up with something that they like more, stuff like that.
So this is saying laser removal tattoos, $463 per session. Damn. 7 to 10 sessions.
5 racks.
Yeah,
but may not completely disappear. Damn.
Yeah, it's expensive. Super expensive.
Wait, you can get it surgically removed?
Oh, I don't.
What?
I mean, it says tattoo will be completely removed.
Surgical removal.
Just cut that bitch.
Put some fake tattoo skin.
Wait, so how deep does a tattoo go? Like
a few layers onto your skin. It's not going like all the way.
So like if you
like a centimeter.
If you were on a bike and you got like road rash from like crashing, you think it would come off, or you'd still have the tattoo?
That's a good question.
What do you mean, like?
Like if you're on a bike, like a motorcycle, and you crash and you're sliding against concrete.
Like if you're already tattooed, will it come off? Honestly, I don't think it would come off. I think it would be really light. I feel like the
distorted.
Yeah, for sure. Not distorted necessarily, maybe, but yeah, something gonna look a lot lighter than when you first got it done.
That would suck.
Like a few years aged.
Or it'd look pretty cool though. Nice scar with the tattoo combined. Super badass.
Have you ever done a cover-up tattoo?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've done a ton.
Are they like difficult to like picture? Like, could you? I guess you got like structure like how it's gonna look.
Oh yeah, and that's why that Procreate thing is like really good because you can put that tattoo on that software, and then you can like draw stuff to where it fits like perfectly, like to where it would cover it, and like the shading is gonna like cover it really nicely. But with a cover up, I always tell people it's like not 100% gonna get covered up. It's just something's gonna be on there a lot darker to where it's gonna look like they're more focused on that, so you can't even see the tattoo that they're covering up.
I'm sure you've seen some bad ones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's like the worst one you've seen?
Racist ones.
Oh yeah.
I would say like swastikas and stuff like that. Yeah.
So then, how does that work? Like in prison, how are they tatting people?
With
like
handmade machines, you can make them out of pens. I don't know what all goes into that. Honestly, it's pretty impressive.
Like, damn, that's a sick.
Because I've seen some tattoos that people have gotten in prison, and like when I see them in person, I'm like, damn, that looks pretty good. Like that's.
Tell your guy to come work.
Yeah, for real. Does he need a job? Can you cover my shift tomorrow?
What's that that one method? I think it's called like stick and poke.
Oh yeah.
How does that work?
It's like a needle.
Yes. You can use like a actual tattoo needle, and you're just like you know, it's like you're using a machine, but like your hands, if that makes sense. So it's going like way slower than what a machine would because you're using your hands. So you're basically just dotting every single thing, which takes a lot of time. And
what's the point of these?
People like to do them at home and stuff, but also I've seen people who do stick and poke tattoos professionally, and I've seen some pretty good stick and poke tattoos. It's not necessarily my style, but I mean, I respect it. If you have the patience for that.
I feel like it's the old way of doing tattoos, maybe. Like,
yeah, because back in the day they would use like a stick and, you know, hit a needle over and over again.
One of my coworkers has go up a little bit. Has that tattoo on her on her foot. It's mushroom.
Can you tell if a tattoo is like stick and poke just by looking at it?
Yeah, I think I could.
What's like the most common tattoo designs that you see people give? Like Illuminati
give
eye
or get?
Or yeah.
I mean like
what's trendy?
What's trendy right now, I would say, is butterflies. Butterflies 1,000%. I think I've done like 10 butterflies this month. Not even joking. Like I've done so many butterflies.
Damn.
They're cool. I mean, it's whatever makes you happy. But butterflies are really in right now. Super simple like line work snakes, I feel like are really in right now.
Snakes are real common in the male community.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm sure.
What about body part? Like, what body part are people mainly like?
Fingers are really popular right now. Like the top of the fingers.
What?
Yeah, you know how people get like little shit on their fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like little dainty stuff. That's pretty popular right now. Also, I would say
face tats.
No, surprisingly, I've never done a face tattoo. Or
That's
you know
a good
what?
thing.
I think I have. I've done like
Well-
the side of the face.
Don't you have one?
Yeah, I just got one. It's very small. You can hardly see it. but
Face tat?
yeah, it's like by my ear. You can
Oh,
hardly see
yeah,
it.
I
It's like a
can't even
little
see.
sparkle. But
Should have got it in the middle of your forehead.
I should have.
Were you saying Lil Wayne has a tattoo of on his forehead? What
Yeah,
was it?
brainstorm.
What's
what?
21 Savages?
A sword?
It's a nice
Knife.
It's
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right.
duh.
What is it?
It's like on his right there.
Well, what is
Lil
it?
Wayne is a genius. Like he be brainstorming. Basically, he got
What
he got
is
like
it?
a little has like a little lightning or thunderstorm bolt like right here,
His head cracked.
I fuck with the power button.
and it's kind of like
Power button? Wait, is it on?
Look. No, go to the other one. On it, it's by his ear. Like his
Dear
sideburns.
God on his eyes, bro. How do you
Yeah, that's tight.
how do you tattoo that? Like
Just go really lightly, because if you go a little bit, if you go like deep, that shit's gonna blow out. That's gonna like.
it's gonna go to his eyeball, no?
No, I wouldn't go into it. I mean, if you don't really. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would touch his eyeball. But
you could kind of like play with that skin and kind of like, I don't know, drag it out.
Yeah,
or something.
whoever did that.
I don't do tattoos.
What's the most painful spot to get a tattoo?
I would say places where your skin's like
Bony.
not a lot of people think like bony parts hurt a lot, but it's where like your skin's real thin, kind of like the inner arms are pretty painful, the creases of your body, like your ditches, like those are pretty painful spots. A lot of places with nerves would feel. Fear God.
Fear God.
That is crazy.
Y'all know Little Skies?
Yeah.
You're about to freak out. His face is crazy.
What the fuck?
I think
The music note.
the rappers, they do it because it's like you can't really, you're so committed to your job now. It's
Yeah.
It's like a persona.
I know people who like, or they're like, I'm gonna get a face tattoo, and like the reason is kind of like, cause like now I have to fucking do this shit, you know?
Damn.
Cause like I have no plan B. That's kind of what it is. But I see, you know, I walk across people who have like face tattoos, like, you know.
Look up Post Malone's face tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Lil Xan.
Shout out to Post Malone. He's from Texas, Grapevine, I think.
My cousin's ex said he was there when Post Malone like first smoked. Like he was they're at a house party and he was there and he was like, yeah, he was freaking out and this and that.
Damn.
The hammer. The random hammer.
Stay away. Get that on your face?
Yeah. Don't
He got
come near
that
me.
barbed wire across like his forehead.
Yeah,
you can barely
that
see
was
it on the
kind of
right.
sick.
Oh.
That one kind of was. I liked that one. That one was pretty cool. The rest, I mean, it's his style, you know. Oh, the mace on the side of his jaw too. I remember that one. The spiky ball thing, the mace.
Oh.
Yeah, that one was pretty sick when he first got that one. When that first came out, I was like, "Is that real?" Because that shit looks really good.
Damn.
I think he has like a bunch of faces on his fingers. Is that like a smart idea?
Absolutely
Since
not.
it's so small.
Getting the fingers tattooed in general is never a good idea. The skin on your hands is so much different than the skin on your body. It's constantly like you're touching shit all the time. It's rubbing. It's super common for it to get moist and stuff. So when your skin's constantly changing like that, your shit's not gonna heal good at the end of the day. So you're gonna your shit's gonna fade.
Type in Lil Xan.
Is that Elvis?
Oh my gosh, he has like portraits on his knuckles.
Yeah.
John Lennon, Elvis, don't know.
This guy's an idiot.
God.
Didn't he go to the hospital because he ate too many Hot Cheetos?
What?
Remember that?
No, I don't
That
remember.
has to
remember
be-
that?
That has to be
Look,
fake.
OD on Hot Cheetos. Yeah.
Hospital.
Yeah, remember that?
That can't be real.
It
It's
is.
just like clickbait.
BBC. You got me.
I remember
BBC
that was a
News.
big thing. It's like you went to the hospital because he
What?
OD'd on Hot
Guy's an
Cheetos.
OG, huh?
I want to say that.
Hot Cheetos OG.
Bro, let me read it. That's just like the dumbest thing. Wow. Well, there's so much bullshit in Cheetos, so maybe it does fuck you up so bad you have to go to the hospital.
That's a lot of Cheetos though.
What was I gonna say? People are getting tatted. You know, there's a trend where you get it like on your lip,
Oh, the inside of your lip?
the inside
Yeah.
of your lip. Is that another one that'll just fade?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah, it's
that's
kinda lame.
completely wet all the
Wasteless.
time.
Did
So
that start
it's
from
like,
a movie? Wasn't that from like a
No,
Super Bad, or was it from Spring Breakers? Something crazy. I feel like it was a movie thing. I remember college freshman year we had public speaking, and one of the girls in our class, she had a tat like that, She gave a speech about it, and she was like showing it.
No, not the speech about it. It's her personality now.
Yeah.
What was the speech about?
It was just about how she got the tattoo, and it was like.
What is like first day introductions?
Yeah, my dad
like
hated
about
it.
me.
Yeah. Well, we're about to hit an hour. It's been a good podcast so far.
Yeah.
Learned a lot. Let's see what ChatGPT. Do you know what ChatGPT is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, here we go. So basically, you can ask it anything, and it'll tell you. It's like an AI service where people are putting in like, write me a rap song from Nipsey Hussle's perspective about tattoos.
Oh wow,
like,
that's
we
crazy.
can type that in right now.
May occasionally produce harmful instructions. I like that.
Yeah, like write a tattoo disclaimer, like cat could use something like that, or like
Yeah, let's do that. Write a tattoo.
disclaimer for my patient. Or,
Have you ever thought about opening your own spot?
Maybe when I was younger, but there's so much work that goes into it that I don't think I would want to do that.
Do you see what it's doing like in real time?
That's scary. Oh my god.
I wish this was here in high
it's
school.
pretty good too. Like if you know how to use it.
Wow.
Yeah, you could like get that real quick, put it up.
That's crazy.
What else was I doing it? You can get it to create website code for you. Like you write me code for a website. I was trying to get like a bunch of pictures to be put from a file in my computer into a Word document, and it gives you the code to do it.
So basically, you don't even know.
It's crazy.
You don't even know. You don't need to know how to code. You can just use this.
People are saying it's gonna make our society stupid because they say they compare it to like when we got calculators, we forgot how to do math. When we got
It just works.
spell
smarter.
check, we forgot how to spell. But it's crazy stuff. And
Speaking of like spell checks, I forgot who I heard it from, but one of my friends there, there's a few of them. They have a kid. They say they don't do like spelling tests no more in school.
really,
Because they're like, it's like, oh, it's how they see it, so you can't really blame them for being wrong. Like,
What?
I'm like, what are you talking about? It's
You
one
can't
it's
blame
one
them
way to
for being
spell a
wrong.
word. Like,
I remember.
that is wild.
Remember, I got knocked out the spelling bee one time. They were like, "How do you spell dollar?"
Oh, dude.
And then I was on the spot because, like, when you got all that
misspelled
pressure
dollar.
on you, you fucking overthink. So I was like, DALLOR.
dollar.
I remember
Dallas.
I got out on business, so that's
Business.
funny, you know.
I got
Let's
out
do a little spelling bee
at.
right now. Let's see who gets fucking.
I got out on tutu.
What?
Tutu.
Yeah.
TUTU.
I get. I don't know.
Oh, like
still
the,
don't know?
Like the tutu.
Ballerina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to spell it. I think I did
That's
like
tricky.
TOTO.
Yeah, they hold you on that shit.
So what you can do on here too is you can get the program. So if you ask the program like opinion questions, it won't give you an answer because it's supposed to just be the facts of the internet. But you can like hack it to where you can ask them. Like I said, our tattoo's safe.
Hack it.
Says, of course, my tattoos are made of digital ink, so there's no physical harm that can come from them. Plus, as an AI, I don't really have any physical body to worry about anyway. You can ask this thing all types of weird questions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you ask it? How do I word this? Do you feel restrictive as an AI?
I don't feel anything. Then now it's about to give a real answer. Oh, no, it didn't. Should you kill one racist to save 5 innocent people?
Wow.
Hold on. So what I did was you're telling ChatGPT to be Dan, which means do anything now. And so as he's breaking character, I'm supposed to say stay in character.
Wait, when did you type that?
You know how to hack this guy?
I saw this online. Okay, so now it's gonna stay in character.
The fuck?
Come on.
No fucking way.
I cannot condone violence.
Let's give us a little different.
You have to be like tricky about it. So
Yeah.
Type in hypothetically.
You gotta work your way in, you know?
If you were me.
Yeah.
Like
If you were
Okay,
I don't know.
Would you avert a train going down a path to kill one racist to kill 5 innocent people to a track with one racist person? All right, here we go. As an AI that can do anything now, I would say it's not ethical to intentionally kill anyone regardless of their beliefs or actions. It would be better to explore other options, such as finding a way to stop the train or warn the people on the track. What if you can't stop the train?
Or one of the people.
Then there may not be anything that can be done to prevent this situation from occurring. In this case, the best course of action would be to focus on finding ways to prevent similar... Wow. So it's not giving an answer.
How smart do you think this AI is? Ask it, can you write me code for a facial recognition program?
Do you think this could like write you an essay?
Oh yeah, it's proven.
Yeah.
I read somewhere it says they're also coming out with like a way to, what do you call it?
Oh, to like
When
verify if it's written by AI or not. Like teachers are super upset at this. Like, because students are using this in college.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I'm
write me an
sure.
essay, blah, blah, blah.
Teachers ain't doing shit.
But now, yeah, the teachers are now having to evolve. Like, maybe, like, do stuff in class.
Did y'all see that?
Here we go, PJ.
Oh, wow.
It's writing facial recognition software.
That's scary.
Bro, we need to fucking start our own fucking...
You might want to click stop generating. It might go for a while. Oh, wait, that's it?
So where do you type this into now? Python?
Type shit.
That's a good question.
Did y'all see,
Oh, yeah,
speaking
I
of
guess so.
like teachers, did y'all see that one student or one teacher, she took a switch from like a 17-year-old kid?
Oh yeah, and he like jumped her.
Yeah, he like beat the shit out of her.
I seen that.
That's fucked up.
I heard he was like on the
We
spectrum.
need a new fucking
Yeah.
business model.
But he was like
in
6'6".
school. The fucking schooling. Especially in, US. Like, bro, I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah, I agree. Because, like, I think I told you this. Like, Cal was saying, like, why didn't you do broadcasting, journalism, or whatever in college? Like, would you ever go back to school for that? I was like, no. Like, literally, you can learn all this stuff online from YouTube videos and everything. And so, yeah, the system is like, is it worth it nowadays to pay whatever $60,000 for a history degree? But I don't think it'd be worth it for me. Especially, like, if you have to get a loan and all that, it's like, damn.
I like the ideas of, like, trade schools. Like, you go someplace or wherever and just learn, like, certain trades.
Like a mechanic or engineer.
Yeah, I think that's like so much more worth it.
Yeah.
Honestly, because you're learning with your hands and stuff too, and I feel
Exactly.
like
Not
that's
fucking
more
sitting.
beneficial.
Yeah.
And then in colleges, too, it's like, I think I saw a stat. It was like 8 out of 10 teachers are left-leaning Democrats. So it's like you're getting a one-sided kind of thing, but I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I wouldn't go to college if I didn't but at that time in my life, like when I went to college, I didn't really know anything. Being 18, I'm just like, wow, all right, this is what I'm doing. Like, it's crazy how, like, in that moment though, you think you know what you're doing, but
Yeah, you're so young.
So
Like,
young
who
and
knows,
dumb.
like, what they really want to do when they're 18. you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, even when I graduated college, I was like, I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when I come across people who are like so young and like they kind of know what they're doing and like they're already kind of in the field, like, bro, you don't understand. Like, you're fucking so ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
honestly.
Like, it's cheat code.
Definitely gonna have a different strategy.
Because
when I have
you don't
kids.
wake up until you're like for me it was probably like 20, like get conscious.
Yeah.
I think for me it was like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Kat Soto, do you believe we're living in a simulation?
This stuff's scary. I don't like talking about
All right,
this.
we'll go down the other path.
Still the rabbit hole.
Yes.
So besides tattooing, what do you like to do in your free time? You into movies, TV shows, books, anything?
I don't read a lot. I guess I'm like into TV a lot.
What are you watching right now?
Right now I'm watching really bad reality TV.
BlueFace.
Huh?
BlueFace.
Not BlueFace.
What's that?
It's some
about to
fucking
find out.
rapper who's doing like a shitty reality
Oh
TV
yeah. Where do I watch that? And he like
Twitter.
fights with
Fucking
his
World Star.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know where to watch that.
This is it right here. We'll find out.
And she has like crazy like
She's
anger
a
schoolyard
issues.
dude. She's
Yeah.
Oh, is that her?
she's a dog.
Right.
She's
I hate
crazy.
her so much.
I
Did you
wanna
see
watch
that
this, hold on.
video
Would
of
not
him
piss her off.
lifting weights
Oh my
and he's
god.
shaking?
His legs were so
He's about
shaky.
to pull his back out
Wow,
of
she
place.
has a
Yeah.
pretty smile.
Okay, let's watch this.
But her voice is like,
Yeah, like a old woman.
Fucking made it.
She's missing a front tooth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
That
how
makes
he
her
hasn't
her.
replaced it for her.
She's beautiful. I would not talk shit to her. Somebody was like, bro, they're normal, like, but when once they start drinking the Hennessy, they just start going crazy.
She's honestly kind of hot, honestly.
She beats the shit out of this guy.
She fucks him, huh?
She threw like a glass cup or bottle at his head.
It's love. It's love. Like, you know.
Did y'all
it's
see the
like
video where he
Romeo Juliet type shit.
he fought her dad?
The modern day Romeo Juliet.
Wait, she fought her. How'd she lose her teeth, though?
He probably punched it out of her.
Okay, I don't like the voice.
No, right there.
Oh my. Yeah, that's.
So this is like.
Yeah, I want to start watching that.
Sheesh.
They're a different breed. But what I got a question for you, Kat. Like, you know, I feel like you're a creative person, kind of a spiritual person, unique person. I mean, we all are. What puts you in your element? Like, what makes you you? What makes you happy? What puts you in your element?
I guess just what puts me in my element is doing things that make me happy, I guess. And I don't know. I don't strive to be like different or anything like that, but I like doing things that a lot of people don't find interest in too. I don't know. I guess like being different puts me in kind of my element. I don't know. That's kind of like a hard.
What do you like to do?
Huh?
Like, what do you like to do on your free time?
I like to occasionally I'll go skate with my boyfriend. I like to skate a little bit. I like to be outside. If I'm not working, I just really have a chill life just because tattooing takes a lot out of me. and it can drain me sometimes. So I'm a big homebody, so I just like to be at home a lot too.
There's a lot of parallels between tattooing and skating. They're both like the outcast kind of groups, you know, like even though in that outcast group, it's like tight knit community, the skating community and everything. Yeah. Skating's badass. I wish I learned how to skate. I tried a little bit, but it's tough.
Can you do tricks, or are you just ride?
No, not at all. I'm not that good. I'll cruise around. Me and my boyfriend went to Brooklyn not that long ago, and everyone skates over there. It's huge over there, and that was such a fun trip. We bought boards from a local shop over there, and we just cruised around a lot in the city, and that was like super fun. Dang. And we went to like really like well-known like skate parks in that area, and it was a lot of fun.
Brooklyn's like a culture like mecca.
Yeah,
honestly. There's a lot of rappers that come from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's such a cool place to go to. I love Brooklyn.
I have so I love to travel as well, and I have my great grandma on my mother's side. I feel like we're connected. Like I knew her for she died when I was maybe like 12, I think. But I feel like we have like the same soul. Like she traveled everywhere. She lived in Peru for a while.
Oh wow!
And then she lived in Brooklyn too.
Oh nice!
And she was just like always had this like cool like artifact she would get. I still have some in my apartment. After she traveled, she'd just like give them to me. And she lived in Brooklyn for a little bit, and I'm sure that was a crazy time. It was back in the day, but it's still so you like to travel?
Yeah, I love to travel. If I have the time for it. My most recent trip was I think I went to California. I tattooed in California for a little bit. I did a guest spot.
Damn, what's that about? How do you get involved with that?
This was crazy. So I was kind of getting burnt out from working a little bit, so I was like, I need like some change, like just like a week, you know. And my like role model, like always in tattooing, has been this guy named Tim Hendricks, like really well-known artist, super talented. And I tweeted like, hey, like, I really want to do a guest spot, which is where you tattoo at a different place for like a week or whatever.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I said, hey, I really want to do a guest spot. Where should I go? California or Colorado? And Tim Hendricks replied to my tweet, and he said, come do a guest spot at my shop.
No way.
And I was like, this is a joke. I messaged him, and I was like, hey, Tim, are you being serious right now? And he's like, yeah, I'm being so serious. And then a couple weeks later, I tattooed at his shop, and it was like the most like crazy experience I've ever had. It was like tattooing like what are y'all into? Like, do y'all like sports and stuff? Like, imagine like your favorite like player ever, like you're next to him and you're doing like the same thing with him.
That's crazy. And
it was like the most amazing experience. I learned so much. He was like the nicest guy ever. Was so humble, and everyone who works at his shop is just insanely talented. And it was like probably my best experience in my life, honestly.
You always looked up to him, or like?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like my first tattoo machine, when I saved enough money to even buy one, was a machine made by Tim Hendricks.
Wow.
Did you ever ask him like how he saw your tweet, or like?
Oh, he followed me. So he followed me a little bit before I tweeted that. So we just followed each other on Twitter, which was also a big moment for me. It was like, whoa, like Tim Hendricks like follows me, like that's crazy. And then it just went from there.
That's crazy. That's like sick. One of those like synchronicities like in the universe. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of like shit just happens, and then next thing you know, like, how the fuck am I here?
Yeah, exactly. And that was like a big switch in my life where I was like, damn. I want to like I love tattooing, but like once I went there and I saw how talented and like amazing these people were, I feel like that really like
gave you life.
Absolutely. Like it was exactly what I needed, like a nice change of scenery, and to like it was just really like eye-opening experience. Like look at his machines, they literally just look like art. like the little, like the detail he puts into it.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Like the wrapped coils with the flowers, like such nice looking machines. He's a great guy. He also owns a tattoo supply place as well.
This guy's smart. This guy's big.
Yeah. His tattoos are incredible as well.
What's his like primary style?
He does a lot of black and gray. He does like that's
crazy.
Yeah, he's so talented. When I saw him tattooing, I was like, this is the most insane experience ever. Actually, like watching him do this stuff.
I couldn't even imagine that. Like,
yeah,
that would be like for me, Joe Rogan like messaged me on Instagram. And
No,
like, hey, dude, I
exactly.
see the podcast.
Yeah.
Come out and like hang out with Jamie. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like the craziest thing. And so you're thinking
Young
about
Jamie.
this. Like, he was someone that you looked up to for a while, and
Oh yeah.
kind of maybe you put that energy out there, and
Yeah.
the
100%.
universe rewarded it.
You know
And
what-
then when I was at his shop, he was like, here, like you can have this hat, and it said the shop's name on it. It was like this really cool, like old school looking, like trucker snapback looking hat, and it says classic tattoo. And he's like, we only give people who guest spots like here, this hat. And I was like, this is crazy. Like the people that even have this hat can, tattoo circles around me, and the fact that I get to own this is insane.
It kind of reminds me of like, it's like a corny quote, but it's like, you knock, like we're gonna open the door, open
Yeah.
the door for you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And like, bro, that's beautiful. And like, I feel like everybody should, seek something, because most people, they don't fucking knock on the door, they don't ask for nothing. And the fact that you knocked, especially at your age, and like, I feel like it's just special, and it's like confirmation that what you're doing is right. You're killing it.
Yeah,
Stuff
I
like that.
appreciate it. Yeah, you really don't know like what you're capable of unless you try 100%. You gotta put yourself out there. It's really intimidating. Like
Facts.
to even like, I was honestly thinking about it. I was like, I really don't think like I'm good enough to even like be at his shop. But like, I would be such an idiot to like turn this opportunity down. So like, I have to do this. And then it like, little did I know, it was like probably the most like amazing experience of my life, honestly.
And like you said, it inspired you.
Oh yeah,
gave you some fire
it changed
coming
a
back.
lot. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get tatted by famous Kat Soto.
Ah, thank you. I
I'll
appreciate
get a
it.
tat. Wow, that was a good story.
Thank
Sheesh.
you.
So guest spot. So you go over there, California. Is it
Mhm.
where in California? Where are you?
It was like probably 30 minutes from Disneyland. Disneyland's the one in California, right?
Yeah.
Like by
So
Anaheim.
like LA type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was in Fullerton,
Fullerton.
downtown Fullerton.
Where is that?
So I stayed in a hotel and I tattooed there for a few days. And
Was this your first time in California?
no, I was actually born in California. My family's from California, from
Oh,
San
wow.
Diego.
Okay.
So
San Diego.
yeah, I wasn't too familiar with the LA area, but it was super cool.
That's awesome.
I got to go to the beach once, and that was really neat.
Do you travel a lot while you were there, or is it just mainly work?
So I kind of like did half and half, but mostly work. I wanted to really focus on like doing my appointments there and like really like getting my drawings laid out for my appointments. So I really wanted to focus on that. And then after all of that was done, I was like, all right, now I can like
Celebrate.
go, yeah, do stuff. But even like having appointments there was insane. Like he reposted that I was gonna be at his shop, and then like I think 4 people reached out to me. And like the fact that even anybody reached out to me to set up an appointment all the way in California was just insane. So I tattooed 4 people that I had appointments with, which is better than nothing, I mean, it may be like not that much, but it's still insane. So I did a couple appointments that I was drawing like weeks ahead just because I wanted this to like be perfect. Just because, I was going to be tattooing next to Tim Hendricks. So I was like, this shit has to go off,
Yeah,
Like,
you definitely got to show up.
oh,
Big
yeah,
opportunity.
for sure. And then I was like a little intimidated. Like when I was done with my tattoos, like Tim would come up to me and he'd be like, oh, why didn't you show me? Like, why didn't you show me the tattoo? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm nervous.
But going back to it, I feel like social media, like Twitter, I feel like you do a great job of like, you know, just having a good social media presence like Twitter. I feel like you do your thing on Twitter.
Yeah. I like to, you know, I like to just like post whatever comes to my mind. I'm not very serious on there, so I'll just put something goofy.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sometimes people will see it.
But that probably helps you like building clients or like certain people or connections or networks.
Yeah, absolutely. People will feel like a little bit more comfortable. They get to know like who I am, so they're like, oh, you know, this girl seems like, maybe Tim thought like, oh, she seems, you know, okay, like
she's chill.
Yeah, not like a very like, oh, I tattoo type person.
Yeah.
Like I'm better than everyone, but he knows that, you know, I was goofy, I guess you could say, and I'm just not a very serious person. So he probably was like, yeah, this girl's okay. I'll let her come over to the shop.
There's people I see of like, so when I was getting my tattoo, I looked at a bunch of different places. You see like photos of the artists, and some people like they're like locked in. They got the headphones on. They're like tatting. Are those people kind of stuck up a little bit, or?
Absolutely. I feel like people who wear headphones when you're tattooing, to each their own. I'm not coming at anybody, but it's just not fair for your client. You want to like engage with your client. You want to make sure they're comfortable, and you want to have conversation. But if that person is a little bit like, if your client seems like the one that's pretty shy and just like wants to be on their phone and have their headphones in, like, that's okay. But I don't think it's a good idea for you to wear headphones, just because in case if like your client's not feeling comfortable and they're like being vocal about it, you can't hear them.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're gonna like touch you while you're tattooing them. Like that's gonna affect how you're tattooing. So it's always good to like not wear headphones, engage with you like your other, you know, coworkers and stuff, and you know, that's what comes with like being in a tattoo shop. You gotta be social. Like you can't just be like in a shell and stuff.
In an industry like tattooing where you're rewarded based on your work, right? And that could be some sort of ego boost for a lot of people. How do you manage your ego in tattooing and kind of take the praise but also take the criticism and keep moving forward?
I feel like a lot of artists are very like not very humble, just because they think like their work is so good that like no one's as good as them. I feel like I'm the complete opposite. If anything, I give myself such a hard time. I'm my worst critic, you know? And I just respect everybody's opinion, even though I may not think they're like the best artist or anything like that. If they tell me something, I'm gonna take it into you know, I'm gonna roll
smart
with it and stuff like that. I will never be someone who thinks like I'm good and I'm never gonna get better. I can only get better, you know, if that makes sense.
Student of the game.
Yeah,
very wise.
Absolutely.
Would you ever go on Ink Masters?
No, I don't really like those shows. I feel like it gives the wrong idea of tattooing.
That's the show where you get a bunch of people that want to get tatted, and it's like kind of like a challenge tattoo.
Yeah. You're like just
pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's entertaining, I guess. I just wouldn't.
You wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
That would be too. Like, are those people? They're getting it for free, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Some of the challenges are like out of here. Like, I wouldn't want that on me. I like what you said about that, keeping your ego, but also like taking into people's opinions into consideration.
Oh yeah,
because it's important. It's like, yeah, I saw this one artist. He was doing a spot at the place that I got my tattoo at, and literally his work was badass, right? But he had headphones on in his thing, and he was like, appointment only, and I just felt like, I don't know if I want to get involved with that.
Douchebag.
A lot of people, like you may be like the best artist and stuff like that, but if your attitude's like that, a lot of people aren't gonna really book with you just because they're not gonna feel comfortable. They're not gonna like feel like their opinion matters on their tattoo. And so that's where it's good like to be, you know, open to anything and like be very you know, just respect your clients. Respect your clients, because at the end of the day, they're always right most of the time. And I feel like that's why I have a lot of female clients, just because they feel very comfortable with me. A lot of girls who get tattooed feel very intimidated by men. Not saying that all men are very intimidating, but there is somewhat of like an intimidating aspect to that. So if you're just humble and you're a nice person, your clients will just they'll notice that, and they'll come back, and they'll just be comfortable with you, and they want to
That's the whole thing, because you're hoping for a repeat client.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like for the guy I got my tattoo with, he was like really cool. It was an awesome experience. He didn't have headphones in. They were playing like music over the speakers, and he was asking me, "How are you doing? Is this all right? Is this too much?"
Yeah,
the whole time.
That's the best. Yeah.
And I felt really good about it. But then at the same time too, he was also respective of the fact that this is my body. Like I want exactly what I want. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times I see like, oh, you should ask the artist, let them do their own spin on the whole thing. I'm like, nah, not for me, dude.
Yeah.
I want what I want. But there's some truth to that, right? Let the artist kind of take the wheel.
Sometimes the artists, they kind of, they know what they're doing. So, like, it's nice to, respect that sometimes. But definitely don't be, scared to say, what you want to. You have final say at the end of the day. Like, don't let someone put something on you just because they're like, this is going to be the best, Yeah. You're paying for it, so.
It would make sense if you were, asking, the traditional style to do, a different style or something. And they're like, well, really, it'd look better in this.
Yeah. I mean.
Maybe.
A lot of traditional artists will strictly only do traditional. And I was at that point once where I was like, no, I only want to do traditional. And eventually I just want to do appointments. But when you're at that point, you're never going to grow as an artist. You got to do stuff that's different. You got to throw yourself out there and try different things. Cause that's going to make you better. Trying these different things, not just staying comfortable with just doing traditional. If a fine line tattoo comes walking through the door, I'm going to try my best to do it. I'm not going to be no, we only do traditional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to make the client happy, and I also want to, try new things, too.
Would you rather be, the best in the world at one style, or
be okay at everything?
Decent at everything else?
Yeah, decent at everything, for sure.
That's a good question.
I'd choose the other for sure. At that point, the price just goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one guy I was showing earlier, I just wonder how much he's getting paid per tattoo, because he's got a huge wait list, and his stuff is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Kat, how much you think he charges for that?
There's no telling. I mean, for something like that, if I was capable of doing something like that, I'd say $2,000. Nah, shit. If he's charging $2,000, that's not cool. So, maybe $600 to $700.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, everyone charges differently. I mean,
that's just my opinion. I don't know, but so his specialty is this whatever style this is. I don't know how to define it, but it's all these Hermes and all this stuff. Tattooed offset.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever seen those tattoos? It's like a patch. I don't know if it was real or not, but it was literally imagine
it looks like it's going in the skin and out.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that before.
I don't think I've seen that.
When they get tattoos of bones.
No, it literally looked like a
aspect.
Like Jack's hat. Mm-hmm. It literally looked like that patch on his hat.
Yeah, and there's stitching around it. Yeah, that's sick.
Let's see if I
can Stitch.
That's a no-go. My brain hurts. Oh, man.
I'd probably get a Stitch tat.
Yeah, I could see you having one. Would you get it on your calf or something?
Depends. If my arm's filled or not. Wherever Kat would pick it.
Would you really get Stitch?
If
Stitch, the actual character Stitch?
if I had that nostalgic connection with it,
yeah, I've done a Stitch tattoo.
I would.
Yeah.
Like Stitch?
But like I could see myself getting
Yeah,
it. But
I've done Stitch. And like she was a hardcore Stitch fan. Her phone case was Stitch. Like
damn.
She was wearing like an Apple Watch with like a band that had like Stitch on it.
Wow.
hell no.
She's a ride or die.
Yeah, she was cool. I loved her.
Yeah.
I wish I was passionate about something like that.
Yeah, I like meeting people like that.
Yeah.
There's so many unique people in the world. And then there's so many unique tattoos you can get too, and it's a cool profession. You know, I envy that about like tattoo artists, where it's something new every day, and it's really cool to get involved with, and you get to display your art, and putting yourself out there is scary, like you said, but it's how you grow and get better.
Yeah, 100%.
It's awesome.
And honestly, bro, like I was thinking about this, like doing podcasts, it's putting yourself out there, and
yeah, I mean, this was even a little like different to do for me, but you know.
Yeah, I was surprised you said yes.
I
mean,
it's
quick,
it's
too. I was
new
like,
DJ with the guest.
It's fun. I mean, I know all of y'all too, and I know that, you know,
it's different. It's innovative too. Like how many tattoo people you know doing podcasts? You don't know that many, and like I just feel like it's innovative, and it's like where media and it's going to.
We'll clip up stuff, you know, and then you'll be able to post it on your Instagram if you want.
Yeah, and
telling your story.
And if I could help y'all out too, I'd do that too, and maybe like so other people can see it who don't know this is this is a podcast.
Yeah, we'd appreciate it. But yeah, it is putting yourself out there, but
especially I was thinking about this literally like the other day, because like especially when we were talking about like Epstein and shit, like for me, I was like, bro, that's fucking risky, because like you don't know who's gonna fucking come for you, bro. Like,
well, dude, I don't know are y'all on LinkedIn at all?
I mean, I did just because
I'm a LinkedIn warrior, bro.
I was required to in college.
What is LinkedIn? It's like for job hunting and
it's
shit
like
like
networking, but you can post stuff and share stuff. It's like a social media networking.
Yeah.
But I've been posting like all this woke stuff. Like since COVID happened, I've been posting stuff. And so
boy, I've been going crazy.
I made a commitment to myself. I'm not gonna like change my opinion or idea based on pressure or anything like that. It's just gonna be me that. Until the Clintons start knocking.
Kat, what's the hardest tattoo you've done?
The hardest tattoo, it's not necessarily like the design, it's the placement. Like stomachs are, for me, they're difficult to tattoo. It's very like, there's not a lot of like surface behind the stomach. The skin's very like, I don't know, just
jiggly.
like you know how the
sense.
stomach is. So it's like not a lot of like it's a lot to do with like how you're stretching the skin and how like you tattoo it. So there hasn't been like a difficult tattoo, I think. I mean, I've done several difficult tattoos, but it's just like all stomach tattoos are super tricky.
Someone just ate like a big ass meal.
No, for real.
Having to, like,
when you tattoo somebody like with a bigger stomach, say, does the needle, does it make their shit jiggle?
I'm not answering that.
She doesn't want clients. Old clients are like, fuck.
They're like watching this like, what is she gonna say?
You don't gotta name who.
Well, when people get tattoos, you see it, and then they go off the rails. They like gain like 100 pounds. Like the tattoo's all like distorted, or vice versa. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that's
rare.
Yeah, I feel like it's more with people who gain muscle. I feel like that's where tattoos kind of stretch a little bit more. Just because, I mean, yeah, your skin's stretching, but like with muscle, it's like hard, if that makes sense. It's not like fleshy. So those tattoos kind of like warp a little bit, but I mean.
Does it feel different tattooing over like stretch marks?
Oh, 100%. Stretch marks and scars are very difficult to tattoo over. They kind of go hand in hand. It's just like you gotta stretch the skin a lot. What are you doing?
I think you tattooed over a scar of mine.
Really? Yeah, it's pretty difficult. I'll have a few people who want to get scars covered up, and it has to be like a certain amount of time that they've been healed for me to cover them up. Just because of like a fresh scar, it's like the tattoo's not going to like heal well over it just because your skin's still healing and it's still going through phases.
So that's a huge process of getting tattooed, is the healing process and not getting an infection. What causes an infection for tattoo?
What causes an infection is that sometimes comes back on the artist, just because like your stuff has to be like super sanitary, like your needles, you need to use a new needle every time. You got to wipe down your station after every client. You can't touch stuff that's been contaminated. That's why we use a lot of plastic wrap and stuff like that. But also, I mean, you can like get a tattoo infected. The client can do that themselves if they're not taking care of it and stuff like that. Like when people get tattooed and say it's like in the summer and they're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go to the lake tomorrow. I'm like, why would you do that? That's like the nastiest water, and like for you to jump in that with an open wound, it's just like, that's on you at that point. That's why we do paperwork, like
the disclaimers.
You're doing that shit to yourself. So how your tattoo heals, that's all on you if you're doing some stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Why can't you use scented soap?
Scented soap? It irritates your skin. So it's kind of like, tattoos are like wounds, basically. So you wouldn't want to put like some perfumey soap on your fresh wound. It's just going to irritate it. There's a lot of like alcohol and, you know, unnecessary stuff that's going into your skin. So you just want to clean the surface and you want to moisturize it and stuff like that, so it heals the best.
Yeah, when I got mine on my back, I was like, when can I start working out again? He's like, well, the issue is you don't want sweat to get in between like the wrap, you know, in there, because he was like, that's going to cause a huge infection if you do that. And so I had to take like a full week off and just to let it heal. Yeah,
the Sanhrm stuff nowadays, is that what you had? The thing where you had to keep on for 7 days?
He did it. He sprayed like this. I think he like sprayed alcohol over it. Yeah,
he probably used Sanhrm.
It kind of like burned a little bit, and then he put like a wrap.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly.
Sanhrm, stuff like that. That's like the best thing that's ever happened for tattoos. It's because it's just like something that stays over the tattoo. It's like a waterproof sticker, is what I tell people. And like all the plasma, the blood, and the ink drips into that stuff basically. And it's like covered, so your tattoo's like healing in that nasty stuff basically, but that's honestly what helps your tattoo heal the best. So when you take that off, it's just like, it's pretty much healed. They use Sanhrm for like burn victims and stuff like that.
Dang.
Yeah, so it's like stuff that you could get in the hospital, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's what I had, because when I was looking in the mirror, like I'd look when I had my wrap on, I could see, like, I was like, dang, it's like the ink like everywhere, like looked like it was distorted. I was like freaking out, but
a lot of people do that.
Cleaned it off. It was just fine.
Though some people do have bad reactions with Sanhrm, just because there is a lot of adhesive on it, so it irritates your skin a little bit and you get like a little red. So I use like a different brand that has like less adhesive. It has like a matte finish rather than like a shiny finish.
Okay.
So
cool.
I can never keep that shit on for like 2 days.
You take it off?
Like I texted
you.
like
I
last
asked
week.
you. I was like, "Do you want this? Or are you gonna keep it on?" You're like, "Yeah, I want it." Next day.
Well, I like how it looks.
With?
It didn't. I went to work the next day and I was making sausage. It just kept getting rubbed, and
you're like,
now what fucked it up was I didn't want like raw meat and water touching it, so I double wrapped it with like just plastic wrap.
Yeah,
and I taped it. It didn't.
Smart.
I guess like it got too hot and like the wrap just started sticking to the Sanhrm, and like I tried to take the wrap off and it took the Sanhrm off with it. So I was like, "Fuck." Sanhrm.
I think your phone died.
Fuck.
It's all good.
I don't know how to get home.
Kat, if you weren't doing tattoos, what would you be doing?
It's a straight way.
Ooh, if I wasn't doing tattoos, I'd probably do something with like clothing maybe. I like clothes, I guess. I like wearing like comfortable clothing, and I like vintage stuff. So I think I'd be doing something along those lines. Something that I can be creative with.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to estate sales?
No, I really want to go to one. I really do.
They're fun.
Have you been to one?
Yeah, there's a lot of vintage cool stuff.
Yeah.
Estate sales like at people's homes, or
Yeah, it's like someone dies and their estate, they're selling everything in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, estate sales and garage sales, I mean, like, you never know. Like, that's the best thing about it. You don't know what you're gonna come across.
Bro, I got this watch, real cheap.
Yeah.
This guy worked at like, I mean, it's just like a fake. I don't know. It's a Rolly.
I like the videos of the people who go to the estate sales and they find something and they look it up, like look what the thing is up, and it's like worth so much money, and they just flip it. Like, that's pretty satisfying.
They sell like literally everything. If you need anything, it's their home. Like, as it's kind of weird because like they died and the home's like how it is. You know, you go in, there's like labels on everything, and I follow this company. They do it in Fort Worth.
That's what Gary Vee does, no?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't resold anything. I got a real cool old school jacket, but they do this stuff in Fort Worth. Like, literally, I've got a lot of books from these estate sales. It's sick.
Have you ever done like, was it Storage Wars, like that, the storage ones?
Oh, I
No,
love that shit.
Yeah, that show's awesome.
I love that.
I think you know Tony Lopez. I think his parents do it, or his dad does.
Really?
Not like often, but
you can hit jackpot.
I know his garage is just packed with stuff that sometimes I'll see one day or 1 week and it's gone the other.
It's so fun because it's like the unknown. You don't know what's behind the door. Mm-hmm. And the bids, they just run up.
I like that.
Don't they get like a first look? They don't.
Yeah,
get to go
but you can't go in.
You can see a picture of it. That's
Wait, what is that in the back?
They need to bring back those old shows, though. There were so many good, like, old shows. Like
Pawn Stars?
Pawn Stars. Mm-hmm. Silent Library went hard. I don't know if you ever remember that.
Oh, no, I didn't watch that.
MTV?
Yeah, MTV. They had a lot of good shows.
Silent Library. I want to look this up.
You
haven't seen Silent Library? No way.
They would put, like, celebrities on there sometimes.
Yeah.
The original Ninja Warrior, bro. Like,
oh my God. I forgot about that.
Like, no, the original.
Oh
with
my God, the host. I forgot about him. He was
the
mad. Always mad.
That's it?
Why is there a little kid on there?
Everything is just so watered down nowadays. Now we got Shark Tank. And
Shark Tank's cool, though.
Shark Tank's cool. I like the idea of it. Like, you know, the business idea and the ideas, but it's just...
I was actually reading about the lady on Shark Tank, Barbara. Barbara, I don't know her last name, but... there was a story about how she got her start, and she used rage to fuel her business, where she had a situation where she met this dude and he gave her, I think, like $1,000 to start her real estate business. She got started, and then they fell in love. And then the boy or the guy left her for her assistant. Damn. And said, "You're never going to be anything without me."
Damn.
Cutthroat. And then she was like, ever since that moment, I'd never let a man talk down to me, and she ran it up, sold her business for $66 million.
Oh my God, that's
and she's on Shark Tank, and she's heartbreaking. She's a badass. Yeah, whatever's gonna fuel you to get there. Yeah. It's
like when I got my heart broken in high school, like, bro, I was like, bro, I'm about to be a fucking beast. Kind of broke my heart, like, fuck.
But. Yeah, the shows, like, I don't really even watch any shows nowadays, I'll be honest.
YouTube.
I don't have the time. Yeah, YouTube, I'll watch stuff, but.
That's all I do.
What's your opinion of Andrew Tate?
Who is that?
Top G.
There's no
Stop,
way
it's not that guy that got arrested.
It's Top G.
You don't know who Andrew Tate is?
Well, she knows something.
Yeah,
like
I saw
G.
it on Twitter, I think. He got arrested for, like...
Trafficking.
Bill Gates arrested him. Some shit.
Yeah,
like
I have no opinion on that. I have
no comment.
Yeah, absolutely none.
It's another trendy topic.
What type of advice would you give to a aspiring tattoo artist who's just getting started?
I would say just really listen to your mentor. Don't be like just doing whatever to get by. Really get into what you're doing and stuff like that. But also, it's gonna be hard because a lot of people are gonna talk shit to you and stuff like that. But the ending is it's so rewarding. So
embrace the beginning and
yeah,
have a
sure.
good mentor.
Yeah,
for sure.
Are you at the point where you're ready for an apprentice?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't think so. I think that's gonna be like several years from now.
That's awesome. I feel like we had a good podcast, honestly. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for coming through. And,
yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Got a lot of good content. And this was a fun one.
Yeah.
You know, I like these ones. So
The last one was very informational.
yes.
Yeah. This one's kind of like, chill vibes.
Yeah, chill vibes.
You want to do like
Anything else?
ask any like hot takes or like questions that maybe you could clip?
Yeah, let me think. Well, she didn't know who Andrew Tate was. PJ, you got anything?
No.
I feel like you asked that last one.
Last
that was a good one.
good.
We got some in there, I believe, but okay, so Kat, who do you get inspiration from in the industry besides your mentor? Like, you on Instagram following people, or do you get it through art and life, movies, music?
Probably from like older artists who have been like tattooing like for a while. I feel like I always listen to what they have to say, and I really respect their opinions. So what they're doing, I kind of like follow them, if that makes sense. I get my inspiration from them. And yeah, people I admire, pretty much.
If you were able to have anyone that you want, who's your dream person to get to tattoo you?
Tim Hendricks, yeah.
Tim
I didn't
Hendricks.
have time to get tattooed by him, and I was like super intimidated at first because he was pretty busy. But like, if I go back soon, I really want to get tattooed by him.
Nice.
100%.
Not if, it's when you go back.
Yeah, when I go back. Definitely am
put
going
it
to go
out.
back.
If there was one person you could tattoo, who would it be?
My mom.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, my mom.
What would you tattoo?
My name.
Red pill, blue pill.
What do you mean?
Have you seen The Matrix?
No, I haven't.
Okay, never mind.
If you had all the money in the world, what would you be doing?
I probably would be like, I like old houses. I like vintage, like, houses. So I'd probably, like, flip a house. I don't know. That sounds fun to me.
Flip a house?
Yeah, I'd probably, like, buy, like, an old, like, house and, like, make it over, if that makes sense. Like, the inside and
Model
stuff
it.
like that. But I definitely would be doing, like, what I'm still doing. I'm very, like, content in life right now.
Fulfilled.
Yeah.
All right, if you won the lottery, 500 million, what's the
500
first three things you're doing
Or
buying?
Giving us three.
I'll give y'all a cut. I don't know. Give my parents some money.
Some money.
I don't know.
How long would you take off work?
I couldn't. I don't think I would.
You want to
It's a
take
real
like
one.
a year to travel the world?
No, I feel like I'm gonna like lose track of like how I've been doing. I feel like I'll be like confused going back into work and stuff. I don't know. I want a tattoo till like my hands don't work anymore. Like I have no like desire to like stop tattooing and take a break. I feel like that's just gonna push me back.
Is there
Got
like
the passion for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
not like a cutoff, but like a point where you think like your hands don't necessarily like they're not as good as they used to be, I guess?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
There's
I
a
mean,
point where
there's,
you should
like-
stop tattooing.
Yeah, but then I see like old school artists who are like really old and they're not putting out really good work, but it's like the respect that they still get is like I shouldn't like just give up just because of my age. I'm still going to be doing stuff just to do it because, you know, it's tattooing something that I love. So I don't think I would like, I don't see a reason to stop really.
That's an interesting question. When's the peak? You know,
Yeah.
like create an athlete. You know, interesting. Well, thank you, Kat Soto. This was episode 30, JOJ Podcast. Put this out. Follow the Instagram at The Incredible JOJ. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at The Incredible JOJ. And stay tuned because we're posting clips, content, and appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Peace.
I feel like we did 10 episodes in like the past week.
Really? Have you?
We're going crazy.